Hey, you. Yes, you with the moist grass on your bare legs. This is a new year and a new podcast. I'm asking you to join me in some changes made just for you. I want listeners to join the new Facebook group for Aussie Lawn Stars, so you can give me feedback on existing episodes and content ideas for more episodes. But more importantly, it's a place you can ask questions. The simple questions may get answered by members in the group already, much like you would find in any community group. But the questions will fuel and feed future episodes. More importantly, if you ask a question in the group or on the YouTube comments section, you may get sucked into the dungeon where your question and you become a feature episode. In short, join Aussie Lawn Stars on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram to participate and engage with me directly and other listeners who want to help or be helped. Stephen, I've got a couple more questions while I've got you here. I know it's getting late. It'll be getting late your time over there.
It's just about 10, but no, it's all right. No worries.
Yeah. I am curious whether you've ever had any employees or whether you want employees to grow your business to be larger or whether you only want to stay on your own.
My business model's always been to do it solo.
Yeah.
But I have had a couple of helpers who were awesome. And they were, I've got really good memories of having them. But that one chick, she was with me 3 months and then she went back to uni, and a friend of hers, this guy, this huge South African guy that was an absolute working machine. He came in for a couple of months, but he was such a hard man to keep the work up to. I was working like a dog,
trying to keep him busy.
He was incredible. But the problem with him is he and I had the same strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Whereas the chick before him, we had different strengths and weaknesses, and it really, really worked well. It worked really well. Like, she was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you could share the workload easier with her.
If she rang me and said she was looking for a job, I'd probably change the way I'm doing things to accommodate her because she was so good.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a hard case arrangement. What I was doing is I had her on an hourly rate for a while.
Yeah.
And then we both sort of felt that it doesn't really work because people need to stop for a break every now and then. And, you need to if you need a break, you need to feel free to have one.
Yes.
Whereas she was saying, like, while she's on the working but paid by the hour, she doesn't really feel like she can take a bit of a 5-minute break.
Yep.
So I did the maths, and what I was paying her worked out. If I took the GST off the price of the job, I was effectively paying her about a quarter of what was left.
Right.
So I just said to her, I'll do that. I'll just take the GST off and pay you 25%, and we'll just work fast if we feel like it, slow if we feel like it, whatever. It doesn't matter. Yep. And she was happy as with that.
No, that's good.
Then she started, because she was so personable and because she was who she was, she started picking up work for me.
Okay, nice.
And we're like, what do we do here? And I said to her, well, what we'll do is any lawns you pick up while you're working for me, we'll mow them together and you can have all the money for it. But when you go back to uni, I'm taking them over and taking all the money. And she's, sweet as. And so she was out there finding work left, right and centre.
Yeah, because she's making good money.
Any little neighbours that poked their head over the fence and wanted their lawn done during the day, we just went 50-50 on it.
Yeah.
So she'd never say no to anything. She was great. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, no, she was really good.
Yeah. But you're quite happy working on your own, and it works well for you. Yeah.
It works well for me. One day I'll probably break a leg or something, and it'll all come back at me. But
well,
I've been worrying about that for 25 years, and it hasn't happened yet. So why worry?
Well, we were saying earlier that I was in primary school when you were starting doing this, and it's like, you get into an age where you start thinking about what you're going to do and when you retire, and
things will start falling to bits shortly.
Well, I notice that riding motorbikes, that's where I notice my body is struggling the most.
Yeah, you would.
But otherwise,
Somebody
most of
said
the
to me
work.
yesterday, after 50, Stephen, you can expect to see your check engine light come on occasionally. Oh, that's a good way of putting it, eh?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're bound to see it happen.
yeah. No, it's a bit. So would I take on an employer? Yes, I would.
Yeah,
But it'd have to be the right person. I'm certainly not building my business to fit that model.
yeah, fair
No.
enough.
I
And
find
it's
there's that much better gear you can buy.
yeah,
Why are you going to spend $1,000 a week on an employee? That's
fair
50
enough.
grand a year. 50 grand a year I could be spending on better toys.
Yeah, yeah. On
You
on
know?
on equipment that's going to multiply your productivity.
Well, upgrade to a 2010 van or something with air conditioning. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Well, in Australia, you can't run a vehicle without air conditioning. It's
Yeah.
just
No, I
it's not
don't
worth
have that. I'll wind the window down to get that.
it. Fair enough.
So that's sort of the business model I've gone with, and
Yeah,
it
okay.
works. I like being the freedom of just working my own hours.
Yeah,
I love that. That's what it's all about for me. It's like back when I was a teenager doing possum trapping, and I was just my own man. It's up to me how what hours I work, what I do, where I go, how much I
yeah,
earn. It's
yep.
entirely up to me. That's why this job suits me so well. I've figured out it's because that's who I am as a person. I like that freedom and independence to just. I don't
And
really want staff turning up at 7:25, all jumping out of their skin, ready to get to work.
yeah, see that works best when you work on your own. So at the moment you have staff, then you start changing the way it works, and you've got to start
Yeah,
thinking
you
about what works for them, not just what works for you.
got to be regimented a bit more too. Yeah,
Yeah, got to take those breaks at the right time of day. And if you got a girl working with you, you got to find a public bathroom to go to, and all those hassles.
yeah. I suppose I don't remember that being a problem with her, but yeah. Oh, my wife comes with me occasionally, and
Okay, yeah.
she's got the old app on her phone that says where all the conveniences are. I'm
That's
like,
a good
haven't you
good
seen
way to
the
do
hedges? That's what hedges are for, darling. She's like, no way.
it. Nope. No, some
Yeah.
things you can get away with, she can't.
She worked with me for 3 months a few winters ago. That was good. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
okay.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
nice.
was just fantastic, actually.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it was probably more like 5 or 10 years ago, actually.
Yeah.
A long time before COVID. That she worked with me for a few months in the winter, and yeah, no, we worked well together. 'Cause it's that strengths and weaknesses thing. You can't, to me, you can't be employing people that are just like yourself, eh? 'Cause,
Yeah, well, that's it. You got to employ people that help to get the productivity up. And if you take the average person is going to work slower than you and not be as productive as you. So you really need to make sure you're a good match.
and not care as much. They don't know the customer. That's the problem.
Yeah,
So when I'm quoting work, I like to get into the customer's head and find out what they're looking for.
yep,
And then once I know what their expectations are, I'm like, oh, yep, sweet as I've got this guy figured out. I know, yeah, I know how to make him go well.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of value in building that customer rapport and really getting to understand what their
yeah.
expectations are.
You
And
gotta have it. That other Green X guy in Hamilton, he told me about that one because I had lawns where I was spending say 10 minutes weed eating around fruit trees and stuff way down the back of the property in an area
yeah,
where the people never go.
yeah,
But I wasn't spending 2 minutes with the BR800 around the front of their house on the driveway.
yeah, yep.
So the customer comes home and they see leaves everywhere on their front doorstep.
But
They
they
don't
don't.
are interested in what's 50 metres away down under the fruit trees. They don't actually care. As long as it's not too bad, they're fine.
Yeah,
So I
that's
sort of
it.
had to start being more customer focused. and
Yep.
giving them what they're really looking for.
That's
you
it.
have to put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah, the driveway and the entrance to the house make a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I wasn't doing that. I was putting all this time into the back end of the property, and so I was getting out of there 5 minutes sooner, and I was getting text messages from the customers saying, "Dude, I just came home. This is fantastic." I'm like, that customer I've been mowing for years, and they've never texted me.
Yeah.
They're like, "Whatever you're doing, just keep doing it, please." I'm like, "Okay, I'm actually spending less time at your place, but I'll take that."
Yeah.
Yes.
So the BR800 paid for itself real quick.
Yeah. They're not cheap either. $2,000, eh? So,
well, I don't know what they are in Australia, but yeah, they're certainly up there.
They're about 2,200 here now.
I know when I bought my BR600, it was $900 in Australia.
Oh man, cheap.
And then I bought the second one off a friend who was getting out of doing lawn mowing, and I bought his off him for like $400 or $250 or something. I can't remember. Secondhand.
Man, cheap back then.
But yeah, my BR600's been around for quite a few years. I need to look at replacing it one day. I've been holding off thinking I would replace it with a battery blower, but the battery blowers just aren't up to scratch when it comes to competing with a backpack petrol blower.
I don't stress too much about having old gear that I know is going to clap out a bit, if like with the still gear, because I know that I can stop what I'm doing within half an hour. I'll have another one in my van.
Yeah, true.
You know?
Yep.
I can just make a phone call. Have you got one of these? Yep, I'll see it. I'll be there in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Done. You know, as long as there's money in the account, it's happy days. You know, you got to be able to do it. Again, that comes back to pricing, doesn't it?
That's right.
So I don't get too stressy about it. I do look at gear all the time. So if something blows up, I know exactly what I'm going to go and buy.
Yeah.
See. Yep. That's it. Which drives the dealers nuts, because I'll be going there and I'll look at something and I'll say, "Do you want it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, one day."
Yeah, in about 25 years.
Just sussing out for when something blows up and I need to replace it in a hurry. I know exactly what I'm looking for and where to find it.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good to have your dealers that you know and trust, right? I've got a dealer that is 2 minutes from where I'm working, because I'm doing one large commercial contract, and there's a dealer that's literally 2 minutes drive from there. And then I've got another dealer that's about an hour and a half drive that I really trust. So between those two dealers, I know if I call them and I say, "Hey, I need something," they are interested in helping me beyond what any other dealer reasonably would.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah. And then my old Walker dealer.
Do you find with dealers over there, they're real keen to help you when you haven't bought anything off them yet?
Look, at that gets hit and miss, and I'll get in trouble if I start bad-mouthing dealers, right? But I found certain brands of product, the dealers tend to be attracted to that are not as good, or they like your Stihl dealers are typically pretty good, your Walker dealers are typically pretty good. So yeah,
I've found the Walker dealer here fantastic, but there's two dealers within half an hour of here. They're fantastic, both of them. Still, the one I've been using was really, really good while I was setting myself up, and then I had a blower, electric, a BG86 blower that just stopped.
Yeah.
It let out a loud squeal, and that was it. And after probably 2 or 3 hours use, I took it back. And I was sort of expecting to just walk out with another one.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, okay, thanks. We'll have a look at it." 3 weeks. They replaced it, but 3 weeks. Yeah, I still got my old petrol one. The old 56 or something, I think it is, the old petrol thing.
Efficiency is the thing that rules a business and the decisions you make as a small business owner. Right Mowers give you the options in their product lineup to match efficiency with size, fuel usage, and the type of jobs you want to target, from catching to mulching or side discharge, from roadside verges to acreages and manicured lawns to 6 feet tall and super long. I've been using the Right Stander I 42-inch with a Catch Pro for manicured areas and the Stander ZK61 to maximise productivity for large open acreage mowing. If you need to replace your push mower, try the 32-inch Stander B. If you have more open access to residential properties, there's a 42 through 48-inch option that suits you. And if you want to enter the acreage market, the 52, 61 and 72-inch machines have choices in engine size and model type to suit the work you want it to do. Right Standers go the distance, saving you time and money season after season. Yeah.
Yeah. But so they were slack as about that. So yeah. That's when I started thinking to myself, well, hang on, the 3 shops I go to for my day-to-day stuff, from a weed eater, whippersnipper cord and stuff, they're actually all husky dealers.
Yep.
So it started, and then I heard you say about the 525, so I picked one of them up when I was here. I was like, ooh. That's nice kid. Still has got a competitor there, eh?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, I like the 525. It's very nice to use.
Yeah. I find the still 135 a bit tail heavy. It's a bit too heavy. And the weight's too far back.
Yep.
The 120 is much better, but it hasn't got the grunt. But it's got for edging lawns. It's got plenty. But if you get into long grass or something, you need the 135. Or if you're doing hedging, you need the 135.
Yep.
It's got way better blade speed, far better. I've always said that the way I'd sum it up is the 120, the still one KMA 120, is a really good little edging tool that can be a hedge trimmer. Whereas the 135,
do you say it's the KMA 120?
I think it's a KMA 120.
I'm just doing a quick search to see what
Combi something or other.
Yep.
A stands for accumulator, which is the German word for battery.
Yes, that's right. So still KMA 120 just having a quick look to see what they look like. So they're still a fairly decent unit. It's not like they're a...
they're good unit, yeah. But the 135 is an awesome hedge trimmer that can also be used as a whippersnipper. It's just a bit heavy for throwing around lawns all day, I find.
Yeah, okay. But the 120 is just a little bit lighter, a bit easier to throw around.
But a bit easier to throw around, eh?
And they're pretty
Everyone's
reasonably
got their own opinion. Yeah, they're not too bad, eh? Yeah.
$6.55 Australian for the 120.
Yeah, that'd be better, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own opinion. So
wonder what the do they do the FSA 120?
Do you still have FS85s over there?
No.
The whippersnipper? You don't have them, mate, because of emissions or some rubbish, eh?
Yeah, so they dropped the FS85. I've still got one sitting in my shed, but they dropped that in favour of the 94R.
Oh, so no, I love the 85s. I've used loads of them, eh?
Yeah.
They take a beating.
Yeah, so the 85 was more powerful, but they'd failed on the emissions. So the 94R was just a little bit less powerful than the 85, but a lot lighter.
The 85s we're getting here, they're made in Brazil, and there's no emission laws. They've got adjustable carburetors, so you can tune them up how you want and get them absolutely howling, and they just love it. But a typical 85 in 2 to 3 years of constant use, I wouldn't change the spark plug. You take the spark arrestor out of the exhaust, throw that away before it blocks. I'd probably change the air filter, clean the air filter once a year.
Yep.
They probably have to change the throttle cable once, and possibly the pulse start once. And that would be it. And I think it'd do probably 3 years.
Yeah, okay. That's decent, isn't it?
Awesome machines, eh?
Yeah, I've just looked up the FSA 120R dedicated whip snipper. So it looks like it's pretty decent too.
Yep. No, clean green New Zealand, we don't have emission laws over here.
Yep.
That's why I'm driving an old wreck of a van.
Fair enough.
If your car emits visible smoke, then you can get a ticket for it. That's about the extent of our emission laws.
I thought the old Mitsubishi L300s emitted smoke from out of the factory.
Yeah, when they start. Mine doesn't when it's running. I don't think it does when it's running.
Okay.
No, they're good. You get in there with a 10mm spanner and turn the boost up a bit. So
yeah,
I run about 10 or 11 pound boost on the thing, and it goes up hills like you wouldn't believe.
that would make a big difference.
Yeah, it's happy as.
Bit average otherwise.
Yeah, no, I find it good as gold, eh?
Yeah, awesome.
Still has the same fuel mileage. I got it at 89,000 Ks, and it's still got exactly the same fuel mileage as before. And it's done nearly 400,000 now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what sort of fuel economy are you getting out of it? Do you measure it in litres per
400k to 40 litres. So 10 litres.
So around 10 litres per 100.
Per litre. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's not too bad.
That's livable, eh? Yeah.
Well, my Renault Traffic was getting around 7 litres per 100.
Yeah, well, what injected, electronic fuel injection, I suppose.
But it was twin turbo 1.6 litre diesel.
Oh man.
So it was a little hand grenade. I sold it with 100,000 Ks on it. I'm like, I don't know about this thing. It's running well at the moment, but I'm sure
working its guts out though, eh?
When those twin turbos are on boost all day, it's gonna be it's gonna blow something. I've gone to a Hilux now, and it's a little bit thirstier.
Yeah, the Hilux is a good wagon too. So yeah,
it's the most reliable, trusty steed you can buy.
I'm a Mitsubishi man myself, though. I had 4 Hiaces before my Mitsubishi, and they just fell apart on me, eh?
Yeah, no
it
good.
Just wasn't no good. I was buying cheap with $5,000 ones too, but things like you open up the sliding door on the side and it falls on the ground, you know. It's just stuff like that happening all the time, eh?
I can imagine they wouldn't have fit much gear in them either, right? They're a bit easier to fit the gear in.
The Hiaces were pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Had a long wheelbase one for a long time. That was a good wagon. But
yeah, okay. The long wheelbase one
blew a head gasket, and you look on top of the motor, and it's just a maze of little vacuum pipes for all the emissions stuff. And I was just like, I'm not even going to try to touch it because I do my own mechanical work.
Yeah.
So it sat on my lawn for a few months, and then went to the wreckers.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I'd be like that with my Hilux. It's got so much emissions gear on the new vehicles. It's crazy.
You just don't touch them, eh?
No,
you can't. Unless you know what you're doing, you just don't touch them.
If you don't tell Toyota when the warranty runs out, you pull the DPF out. And that makes them a whole lot better.
$30,000 fine in Australia for pulling your DPF out.
Yeah, you don't pull it out. Sorry, I didn't say that out loud, did I?
Oh, yeah, you don't do it, yeah.
But
over here, the tuning places freely advertise for DPF deletes.
Yeah, but I've heard if you delete the DPF, you get a lot better fuel economy.
You would, yeah. It can breathe, yeah.
Yeah. So
you've heard that? Oh, okay.
I've heard it.
Must have been you heard it probably heard it from a Kiwi then.
Must have been.
Because I'm Australian and never do
it. No. But mine's still under warranty, so it still has all of the original parts there.
Yeah.
But cool. Once it's out of warranty, I'll send it to New Zealand for a DPF delete.
Pretty much. What other questions have you got for us?
I'm pretty much done. I'm just racking my brain at the moment, but I think I've exhausted everything I had for you. So unless you've got something that you want to cover.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a picture into how we do it in South Auckland, you know. The rest of New Zealand's not like us, but it's how we do it in Auckland. Yeah.
Yeah. I know
other lawnies in West Auckland and North Shore and stuff that they all do things pretty much the same way I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a fantastic lifestyle. It's more than a job, it's a lifestyle, you know. For
really
somebody
is,
that likes working outside like me and good mechanically and good with people, it's just a match made in heaven, really, you know.
Yeah. It is,
as,
isn't it?
as long as I look after myself, I've got a job for life if I want it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my wife asked me one day a few years ago what I picture my retirement looking like, and I said, retirement? I'm just going to keep on working. Just
mow these lawns for more money.
Yeah, just work a little bit less, but keep on working.
Yeah. I was gonna drop back to 3 days a week when I turned 50, but Kathleen, my wife, decided she'd had a guts full of her IT job and resigned. So that was my retirement. That went straight out the window right there. Yeah.
Well, you just get her out there working with you 5 days a week, and
happy wife, happy life. Well, she's started up her own little gardening sidekick thing, which is good. Yeah.
That would work well hand in hand because you could refer customers to her for gardening and she could refer them to you for lawns.
That goes on. I got to be a bit careful with all that. In my contract with Greenacres, it says that I'm not allowed to be involved with any competing business doing lawn and garden. But luckily, Greenacres have taken the thing of turning a blind eye. So every now and then they ask me, "Oh, how's Kathleen going?" "Oh, yeah, slowly." Oh, yeah. They know, but they know I would never put them before my wife anyway. So
they know not to push the issue.
Yeah, the last thing I want to do is get in the scrap with them. They're brutal. Yeah. Yeah. But no, they've been fine about it. So that's cool. That's good. It's really good. Yep. Yeah, life's good.
Great. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Steve, thanks for coming and joining me in the dungeon and sharing a bit about your story.
Thank you for listening to Aussie Lawn Stars. Please remember to rate and review the show on the Apple Podcasts app or the player you use. Exciting new shows are released every Monday. Make sure you follow or subscribe to hear the next episode.